give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240. Live from Chattanooga, Tennessee, it's Nooganomics with David Tulis.
Michael Schumann, in a book called Local Dollars, Local Cents, says the national economy is not a rich place in which to increase your capital. He suggests it's about 3%. And now you find this interesting that he says that if you invest locally in a local business, your return can be 6%. That's his calculation as a local economy booster and author and a journalist. His name is Michael Schumann. And so how is it we can do better investing locally? And doing as I suggest sometimes here at AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio, and that is divest national and invest local. Now, Tim McClure is a longtime builder in Chattanooga, and he and his wife, Nisi, recently started Harvest Grocery. It opened June 10. He has 80 people working for him at a refurbished store, formerly a Bilo store, refurbished in Hickson, right near the railroad tracks on the other side of the railroad tracks from Abba's house. And he has a crowded parking lot, and people are glad to have an alternative, especially one that focuses on healthy fare and sourcing as much of its produce aisles and other aisles with locally produced or locally grown food. Tim McClure, welcome to our show.
Thank you, David.
Well, tell us now about some of the things that have happened since you started about 3 months ago with Harvest Grocery. What's the news?
The news is that I see a lot of people are changing their lifestyle of living and eating habits, and the old slogan of "Eat healthy, live longer" has become prominent in the community, and I think nationwide. Excuse me. We offer a variety of natural organic foods. We've got a 32,000 square foot store. Pretty much, we got a floral, we got produce, we got dairy, we got seafood, meat, we got a full bakery, deli, sushi bars, gelato cases, juicer bars, and cheese decks. We got beer growlers, eight taps of beer on tap, inside eatery area, and hot bar and cold bar. So we've got a variety of. It's actually like a destination area that you would go hang out, eat. You watch the TV, watch ball games.
Well, I'm at home. I'm on a newsletter deadline to produce the monthly edition for homeschool moms around town, and I might miss a meeting tonight. And the meeting is set for your elevated little dining area at Harvest Grocery for a change. So it is a destination. Well, talk about the variety of suppliers that you have at Harvest Grocery. Some are, or many are, very near, and some I know in the meat department are from far away, from the meat from cows that had their origin or have their origin in Italy.
That's correct. We excuse me. We have excuse me. We have sourced out a meat called Piedmontese. It was actually a nationally brought in nationally from Italy, and it don't taste like any other meat, and that's probably our primary draw to our store. These people just went crazy about it, but it's actually grown in Nebraska, and we bring it in. I think we're the only ones in the state that carry it, and it's a total different taste. And that's what people are raving about. So it's good stuff. Well,
that's kind of exotic, but talk about some of the local suppliers that whose vegetables grace your shelves.
We've got approximately about 200 local vendors throughout Chattanooga, that we've sourced out and brought into the community to actually help stock our store. Good local people, founders here that's been here actually a long time.
Well, does having local supply complicate the job of the grocer? Do these local farmers come directly to you, or do you have distributors who now serve them and you? How does that work?
Well, actually, that works both ways. I was standing up front yesterday, and we had a local vendor that grows produce out of Dayton, actually up on Dayton Mountain, that come in that wants to bring some of his okra and some of his corn in. So, and we have the Chattanooga market here that brings in a lot of local vendors that source and is under his umbrella. We bring Sand Mountain food in that is grown up in the farms up there. They pick it one day, and usually we have it the next day. So it's very fresh food.
Why is that important for my listener and his wife and their children?
Well, if you go back to what we know when we was all kids, and if I said, David, you probably have a grandmother or great grandmother that lived to be 90-year-old, you'd say probably so. They eat the stuff out of the gardens that they grew, and it wasn't brought in all around the world nationally and shipped in overseas and stuff that we have that we don't know what's on, and half the things that make us sick today, and we don't know where all the sickness is coming from. But I do know this, that if you eat out of your backyard, you're going to live that long. That's a proven fact in time. And I was watching on David Muir on national news. It's probably been about a month ago, that the lifespan of the generation from 12-year-old to 28-year-old has fell back into the 60s. You and I, as we know, are, I think it's 74 and 78, the female gender being the 78, and they fell back into the 64 and 66. So therefore, that lets you know that we're going to outlive our kids if something don't change on their eating habits.
So our children are having shorter lives. Do we account for that largely by food, or are other things maybe more significant, like vaccinations or I don't know, use of computers and things like that?
Well, that's true. I mean, when I was kids, we went out and play, and everybody today they sit around in the house and play on the iPads and the video games. But in all honesty, too, all they eat is fast foods all day, every day. And I've been, guilty of that myself. And we've changed our lifestyle and our life of eating. And if you just know, a prime example, America is known for the obesity capital of the world. And the chickens that we grow, that we've got in our house that are grass-fed chickens, free-range chickens, it takes about somewhere around 25, 28 days to have them in the market. Or let me reverse that. It takes about 25 to 28 days, and you'll find one of them in some of your other local markets here. The ones we have, takes about 42 to 48 days to bring them in, because it takes longer to grow them, because they don't have all the steroids and the antibiotics in them that it takes to grow them in a short period of time. So
grass-fed implies that the model for growing those chickens and having them grow to maturity is less industrial. It's not mechanical. It's really much more patient. It accounts somehow more for the way God made chickens to grow and mature.
Sure, absolutely.
And we're not goosing the growth with these hormones and other processes.
That's true. I was up on a farm actually on Evansville, between Evansville and Dayton Mountain. It's probably been about 3 weeks ago. And when we were kids, you had to run around and try to catch a chicken. If you're buying one down the road here.
At your store at Harvest Grocery, you mean?
Not at my store.
Okay.
At another store.
Okay.
Because
you're down the road from our station.
Yeah, you walk over and you pick one of these up and you just put him in the box. You just pick another one up, put him in the box, and they grow them so fast they don't have time to run. They don't have time to work their wings.
Well, Tim, we're seeing in the stock market, we're seeing a collapse of value, and my analysis of this collapse, which is one of several that are in our time frame, I think comes because of artificial stimulus of the marketplace, and that would be the injection of credit, and that comes from the fact that interest rates are artificially low, they're suppressed, so everybody's buying things by borrowing. It's an artificial stimulus, and the market is ballooned up, and so it has nowhere really to go but down. In the grocery sector, you're saying, well, we're gonna have a different model. We're not going to have a kind of inflation in the food that we have. We're not going to have as many artificial means at all of getting the food to the shelves with the super cheapness that often comes with factory food.
That's true. That's true. The surprising thing in that I've seen in the store that and it's not necessarily surprising, it's impressive. I see kids that are, in college, and I see people that are 80-year-old in the store buying food. Life is precious and it's really short. We're in a vapor. We're here and we're gone, and that's the way the Lord wrote it up, and that's the way it is. But we can do things to extend our lifestyle and change some of the the eating habits and things that we do to increase that. And that's what I'm all about here in Chattanooga. And I've done a lot of homework and the due diligence of time. Took 2 years to put it together and find out what actually people need and want for the Chattanooga area.
Well, we met. Your wife's name is Nisi, and what is that? What is that a nickname for?
Denise.
And she works with you at Harvest Grocery and is involved in it. What kind of people? I want to ask about people now. What kind of people are involved as investors in your project? And then B, what kind of people have you hired? You had a huge jobs fair that drew hundreds, and you have now 80 people working at Harvest Grocery. Who are they? And then who are the people behind your store who are backing a local economy investment?
Well, that's a twofold question here. Let me address my partners first. I've got a partner, Mike Case. He's 20-something year veteran at UPS, and he's pretty much worked with me hand in hand throughout the process of putting the building and the store together. Great guy, just to print some in. I have another partner that's Dr. Chip Crump here, local doctor in Chattanooga. I think he's the largest physician, somewhere around 6,000 patients. And when Mike and I agreed to do the store together, he just happened to be into Chip's office because that's his doctor, and he kind of told him what he was doing. And Chip's a real nutritionist guy that, I mean, if you walk over in our wellness area and just point at something, he's going to tell you what's in it. It don't matter where you go and what you pick up. He's to that level, and then that he's helping me get to that level too. But he's in our store on every Saturday from somewhere around like 10 to 4, answering questions for the public and help them try to find what they need to take to keep from having to take meds and get you off issues. If you need your cholesterol lowered, he can tell you exactly what to take in there in the wellness area without having to take the pills that the doctor's going to.
So that's Dr. Chip Crump every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4. He's generally there, and he's meeting people. Of course, he's an investor. He wants to connect with people. He wants people to connect to the store through him. He has an investment motive, but he also has, I guess, the Hippocratic Oath motive to do no harm and to help people increase and maintain their health. Does he meet people in the area where you sell supplements at the store?
He's in the wellness area. Sure.
Well, talk about the supplements line at Harvest Grocery. How does that compare? You have many competitors from that line. There's Nutrition World. There are in the mall, not far from your store. There's at least one GND or GLD outlet there, and maybe two. There are a lot of people selling supplements. What is it that you have to offer that's different?
Well, in my personal opinion, first of all, we're the largest independently owned natural food organic store in the Southeast United States. And to be that store, it also reflects on our wellness area. And that's probably the largest aside any that's in any store in the Southeast. So I say that to say that we carry anything pretty much that you want to buy, and that makes that a feasible, easy time to shop because you've got all the other store there to buy from, along with anything that you think you might want.
Well, now, okay, so now tell about some of the people who work in the store. We've met Dr. Chip Crump, who's an investor and who visits Saturday with people who come in to shop. What about some of the staff who work behind the meat counter or the other counters? And there are many people there in many different jobs. Where did you find them, and what are they like?
Well, we actually sourced out a general manager. He came from New York. We've got another manager coming in from Asheville, North Carolina, and that's a foodie kind of a state, if you may. Some good people. Got long time backgrounds in Earth Fare, Fresh Market, Whole Foods. Just you got to stay in the arena that what you're selling, that they have the knowledge of what they're selling. So we do have a grocery guy that's been with Publix. We've got a produce guy that's got probably 25, 28 years in with Bilo. But we took a concept and I designed the way the store I wanted it to be from doing my homework over 2.5 years. So I've got a great crew of people. The store itself is bar none. It looks good. It's got a destination personality. It's got a cafe. You can go hang out and sit, watch TV, do your business meetings, whatever you want to do. We brought it all under one umbrella. Inside cafe, outside eating area. The hot bars and cold bars you've got. They change up every day. So we do have some what we call our home or our grocery items that we keep on there. The hot wings every day that we make are bar to none like anybody else's in Chattanooga. So it's just we've got real good food. It's clean food, and that's what it's all about. Well, quick story. We just got back from vacation, and my daughter said, I'll be glad when I get back to where I can eat at the store because we eat there every day. She said, I feel so bad from all the stuff we've eaten. So, changing these kids' lifestyle is what it's all about. And for her to recognize that, because she was a little cheerleader, and she gets out of cheer at school, and she's in the car running to cheer competition, and mama grab her something on the way or something, so we changed them stops along the way, where it's McDonald's or where it's Zaxby's or where it's whatever, and we pack some lunches and we put some good stuff in them, and she's felt the difference. So that's really opened the eye to me that if they can feel it, we can feel it, and you'll get your energy back eating clean food.
This is David Tulis. We're talking with Tim McClure, is the founder of Harvest Grocery in Hickson, the largest organic, locally grown, locally owned grocery store in the Southeast. Tim is telling us, and my listener likes what you're doing, Tim McClure. But here's a problem. His wife has a routine of shopping. She shops coupons; they matter to her, and she always shops the national chains. Why? What can my listener say to encourage his wife to try a local store? What are the arguments that maybe possibly there's an advantage to that family in shopping local, and kind of having a prejudice for local over national? What are the things he needs to tell her about trying at your store?
Well, and thanks for asking that question. That's a great question. If we've got a flyer that comes out every Wednesday in the papers, Wednesdays, Sundays. Check our flyers and check your competitions, your Bilos and your Publix, and see where we're at. If we're not lower, I'll give you that product. But we have done our homework, and we've worked diligently to make sure that's what it is what it is. But pull the flyers out this week and look at our prices, and you'll find out that if we're selling organic food that is natural. That our price is at Bilo. So, if the people want to come and just try and test and see what I'm telling, and we've got so many educational people there. If you want to know something, we'll be more than glad to teach you anything and help you to learn to eat right, eat healthy.
Yeah, it seems like that you're a local economy player. You're a local man. You want to connect with people individually, and to do that, you have to recognize that every buyer, every customer matters as a person, as an individual. And that's why I put on my show for one guy. I have one listener, and that's you, the listener of this show. And that's because I realized that for me to succeed, I have to help you succeed, and that is only as a personal connection. And so you're doing that. And so my listener needs to say to his wife, who does most of the routine shopping. Of course, he does some here and there, but he needs to say, well, look, let's favor local. Let's try a local business by local people, local investors. The profit stays here. Yes, there was a bit of financing in the beginning of the founding of Harvest Grocery, but the owners are here, the capital is here, the identification of the owners is local, and that should matter. And I think that does matter to my listener. We just have to get him to convince his wife.
That's right. Well, one good thing about it is I've lost, probably around 21 pounds in about 47, 48 days. But you got to, eating right's what you got to train yourself. It's just like anything else. If you got bad habits, you got to change. Are you still a builder, Tim McClure? In what degree are you still a builder? I am not. I got property on both sides of the rivers, and but I enjoy what I'm doing. I really have a heart for this, and I don't know that I'll be building again. Maybe another store. It's my goals. We're looking at doing. So what you have is the man at Harvest Grocery. You don't have just a job. You have a calling. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, this is David Tulis. We've been talking with Tim McClure, as the founder of Harvest Grocery, a super loco-centric, locally owned grocery store with a strong emphasis in organics and sourcing many items among vegetables and other things from local providers, local farmers, helping short circuit that long trek from food to table, from farm to table. Making that just a quick hop. Try Harvest Grocery. This is David Tulis. Thanks, Tim.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.